You like TV? I like TV.
I do like TV.
I watch TV. And today we're going to destroy TV.
Okay.
That's right, kids. Destroy All Movies has a another little fun podcast. Destroy All TV.
Coming at
Destroy
you
All
from
Television.
Damn Junior Podcast.
Could be classic TV. Could be new TV. You never know. You never know what we're going to throw at you.
Mostly,
So
mostly classic TV, especially bad classic TV, which is almost all of classic television.
Yeah, real.
Yeah.
For real.
Destroy All Television. Damn show.
Yes, kids, destroy all television. Get it at damnshow.co, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and everywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Hey, welcome to Destroy All Movies. What up, people?
What up, people?
I'm Richie.
I'm Jim.
Just the two of us, like it used to be.
Yeah. Yes,
Like episode one.
our other two flake.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Well, could be my fault. Whatever.
Yeah, probably is. What are we doing on the show today?
I'm drinking 805 today.
Yeah,
That's my beverage of choice this evening
excellent.
because
You're not going to place your Scotch order to
No. I don't drink Scotch. I drink
Whiskey.
Irish whiskey.
Yeah,
But the reason, because I had mouth surgery, so I can't eat a lot, and
Right.
beer fills me up.
right.
So a couple of beers, and I won't be hungry, and because I have a lot of liquid food right now,
Yeah,
so the beer helps. So if I sound a little different tonight, whatever.
yeah. Half of Richie's face is
The
ballooned
size
up.
of a fucking grapefruit.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. So it's going to
But
be.
we are professionals, and we're going to push through.
That's right. That's right. We will come through this with great aplomb.
We're going to come through with it. All right.
Yeah. So we're doing a throwback episode to Jurassic Park. Throwback
This movie
movie.
sucked.
Whoa. We haven't
This
even
movie-
started. We're just doing the intro, dude.
This movie was dumb.
Yeah. We'll get to its dumbness.
Okay.
Also, I have a little something that was buzzing around the internet today.
Interweb.
Yeah, the interweb was an interview with J.J. Abrams. We'll be talking about that because it's about Star Wars.
Okay.
Other than that, have you seen anything new lately?
Actually,
Yeah.
because of my can't do anything except sit on the couch for a couple of days, I knocked out the first 4 episodes of Bad Batch.
Oh, you watch all 4? I haven't even gotten through the first one yet.
Yeah. So I watched all 4.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Mhm.
I like where it's going.
Yeah.
I could do without the kid. You'll see why.
Yeah. I was not fond of the kid showing up,
Yeah.
in it. I said, oh, they got to put a kid in it.
Yeah, exactly. Just, kind of ruins the whole thing for me. I thought it was going to be a little darker. It would have been nice
Yeah.
if it was more like that, take the kid out. Like the kid's a bad idea.
Yeah. And they're all, they have their ogre.
Oh yeah. It's definitely, they got Urkel, they got Ogre.
Yeah.
Hooker with a heart of gold, the whole 9. You know what I mean?
Well, from what I saw, I was liking it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Like I said, without the kid, it'll probably be 10 times better. So
Right.
maybe the kid will die.
Yeah, maybe. Making a better show.
That'll be fucking funny.
Maybe the kid will die. Yeah.
So,
I watched the first episode of Hacks on HBO with Gene Smart plays this Vegas comedian.
Okay.
Who's been playing Vegas for, wherever, and did a lot of shows. And then Shooter McGavin, who runs the casino, says, maybe we should cut down on your shows and stuff like that because, her material is a little stale and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
And her manager is also the manager of this comedian and comedy writer who tweeted something and then got kind of blackballed because she tweeted it and she can't get a job. So he wants to, he gets the comedian to hire her to kind of spice up her material.
I see.
And the first episode was pretty good. Not a whole lot of laughs in the very beginning, but then it kind of warms up toward the end.
Okay.
And I said, okay, if they do more of this in this show, I'll like it.
All right. There you go. You know what we don't have? Emails.
What? Yeah, of course not.
Just saying.
Oh, what are you saying? The more you complain about not having emails.
Well, maybe next week we'll get one from Carl. He's not on the show
since he'll be listening to the show instead of being on it. Yeah, so so I watched that. Finished off the final season of Alias with my wife, and she said I ruined the show for her because she used to love that show and she'd watch it, and because all the way through I was making fun of it, like the terrible spying, the absolutely unbelievable decisions that upper management in the CIA are making. And that's a J.J. Abrams vehicle, which rolls us right into the J.J. Abrams controversy when a interview with him just dropped.
Okay.
And he's talking about having a plan for the movies.
Okay.
And maybe it would have been a good idea to plan the 3 Star Wars movies out.
Ah, I see. So they didn't have a plan.
No, not at all. His plan was to do the first movie, have another director come in and just, okay, then take it from there. And then the next guy comes in, all right, take it from where he left off.
Right.
And of course, he does his movie. Rian Johnson comes in, says, well, I don't like those parts you did, so I'm just going to change the story.
Yeah.
And then J.J. Abrams comes back for the third one, which he was never intending to do, and says, well, I don't like what you did, and let's try to get it back to what I was doing.
Right.
So I just want to read you some of the quotes. He said, the Star Wars trilogy would have benefited from having a plan from the very beginning. That was the question asked. And he starts talking about that, and he says the lesson that you have to plan things as best you can, and you always need to be able to respond to the unexpected. And the unexpected can come in all sorts of forms. And I do think there's nothing more important than knowing where you're going.
Okay.
He said, and then he says, sometimes when it's not working out, it's because of what you planned. And some other times it's not working out, it's because you didn't have a plan. But ultimately, the filmmaker said that he's learned the hard way that it's better to have a plan and be willing to be able to change it than not to have one at all.
Right.
I'm going, no shit, dude.
Right.
He came in, he was just going to wing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially that episode 7 mirrored episode 4 so much.
Yeah. And episode 6. And I was not a big fan of episode 7.
Right.
But we're going to be doing those soon.
That's right.
Because we're up to the sequels.
Yep.
We did the prequels and the original trilogy. And now the sequel trilogy is coming. We thought we'd give you a break from Star Wars movies for a little bit. That's why we're doing Jurassic Park and
that's right.
And the Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Mm-hmm. When are we doing Army of the Dead? Next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's on Netflix, so it's free. It's free, baby.
Movies.
Well, let me tell you, this movie was dumb.
Yeah,
like there was no reason to fucking make it.
Well, after sitting and watching it, I said to myself, I don't like this.
Why is it so popular?
I remember watching it, and I never felt the need to want to watch it again.
Yeah, like, why is it so popular?
Because I don't know. I don't know, but I realized the reason why I've never watched it again is because I didn't like it the first time around.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's kick this pig.
Yeah. So, of course, it was directed by Steven Spielberg. Adapted.
Did he owe someone a favor?
Oh man, this was. We can make fun of it all you want. It was a really popular movie.
I get it. I just don't understand why.
Many ridiculous sequels.
Yeah, I get it.
So it was based on a book by Michael Crichton, and it starred Sam Neill.
Michael Crichton, that old son of a bitch.
Yeah. Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, Richard Attenborough. You may remember Richard Attenborough as he played Roger in The Great Escape. It was Big X. The guy who was in charge of the escape committee.
Okay. I don't, but okay.
Yeah, well, he was a pretty famous actor.
Okay.
It also starred Wayne Knight. Oh, Sam Jackson.
Right.
And Wayne Knight, Newman.
And there wasn't one motherfucker from Sam Jackson. Go figure.
I know, but this was early on. This should have been Jackson.
This should have been peppered with fucking motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know. He should have been.
It would have made the movie great.
Well, then they wouldn't have gotten their PG-13 rating.
I know.
So it starts off with John Hammond. Richard Attenborough plays John Hammond, and he has this theme park with dinosaurs. But at first you don't see that. You see the doctors and stuff being asked. No, incorrect. The first scene is the scene with the raptor when they're it's in that cage.
That's right.
Yeah. So the guy who's in charge of the animals is this, I guess, big game hunter and stuff like that.
Right.
And he knows that thing is one of the most dangerous things you're ever going to see. Right? So no one told
Santa Claus.
Yeah, no one told Santa, maybe this isn't a good idea.
Santa fucked up. Santa fucked up big time.
Maybe having dinosaurs that are extremely dangerous is not a good idea.
Right. Even the leaf eaters are going to be a problem.
Yeah. You don't know what they're pooping out.
Right. So, look ahead.
Yeah. So they're trying to get this velociraptor into the velociraptor pen. And it's in this big metal container, and they push it up against the gate. And a dude has to go stand up on the thing and lift the gate up. For something that dangerous, don't you think you would have like a pulley or a motor?
Or 17 consecutive doors.
Oh. Or lock it down so it can't move.
No, like if you're going to feed it the way it's supposed to be fed, like, you open one door and it slides in, then that door closes. Then you open another door and it slides in, that door closes. So by the time this thing is ready to eat, like, it has been like down to 13 or 14 doors because he's getting through the first 10.
But the way it got out was because it like kicked or something inside the thing, and the whole cage moved. Out from where it was. So if you're going to stick it there, maybe have something that'll hold it there.
Right.
Where the dinosaur can't kick it away.
Maybe you don't have just some bars.
Well, that's the other thing is the way they were containing these these dinosaurs. They were just begging for okay. If Newman didn't, sabotage the place, they could have lost power any number of other ways.
Right, an electrical storm.
Yeah, and the only thing holding these things in is an electric fence.
Right. So I have a question. No government official in any country says, "Hey, I want to recreate dinosaurs from mosquito DNA because they hold the blood." That's going to be a hard no, sir. Okay. Well, all right. Let's go back. What kind of dinosaurs do you want? Oh, well, a velociraptor. That's going to be a no. Go ahead. Give me another.
Okay. Do we have any dinosaurs that are not godless killing machines?
Right.
So so now he says, okay, I did it in Costa Rica or something, because apparently Costa Rica is a place you can go where there are no rules. So cut to a archaeological dig in Montana where Sam Neill and Laura Dern play these archaeologists. He's an archaeologist and she's something,
Yeah, he's an archaeologist. She's some sort of doctor, right?
Yeah, but a doctor of like wildlife and something or other.
Right.
But they're in two different fields, but they're still at the same archaeological dig. And I was saying, she's not really an archaeologist, so what's she doing there? And so he's in there, and they're in Montana at this dig, and I realized, one, Indiana Jones isn't showing up to make this movie good. And
nothing made this movie good.
And two is Sam Neill finally made it to Montana. From Hunt for Red October, he said he wanted to go to Montana.
Nice tie-in.
Yeah. So at this archaeological dig, there is kind of like a tour group, and Sam Neill's talking about, digging up the dinosaurs. And this little kid mouths off, and he shows him a velociraptor's claw and all that. But when I was looking at the kid, I'm saying, this kid looks like he's in the Little Rascals. So, the striped shirt and the hat and the.
I know. So, and then he starts to tell him, it rips you here and it rips you, like, frightens the shit out of the kid.
Yeah.
Not like, it's very dangerous. It's a man eater.
Yeah.
No, he went into great detail on what this claw can do to you.
Right.
So maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe not do that to the kid.
Well, they're trying to show that he's not good with children. And then, right,
because he's going to get 2 more in a half hour.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's, now he's okay with you. At the end, the kids are like sleeping in his arms and shit. So he said, oh, look at this. Now he's good with children. The children love him.
Mm-hmm.
So a helicopter comes to pick them up and says, hey, you got to come to Costa Rica. This guy is going to fund all your research. He just wants to talk to you a little. So they don't realize they're going to a park where this guy is going to try to get them killed. And
right. And there needed to be a little more information on how long do I have to stay? Why are you leaving? Why can't I come with you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to drop you off. No.
What if I want to go right back?
Yeah. What if, like, my conversation could be 10 minutes, so just hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't ask any of those questions. It's just,
Nothing.
This guy's got money. All right, we're there.
Let's go. Laura.
Yeah.
Grab a shovel. Let's go.
Let's go. And they're on the helicopter with what's his face? Jeff Goldblum, who plays this other kind of doctor of
scientist or whatever.
Yeah, but he's kind of like an ethicist and
it's like a biologist, right?
Yeah, and I don't think he's a biologist, but he's something.
He's something, all right.
He's something, and he goes along, and he's a sexual harasser too.
Yes, he is. Yes.
The way he's like pawing at Laura Dern.
Right.
So they go, and Richard Hammond says, "Oh, this is a very interesting place. It's a theme park," and he puts them on this ride, which is basically these cars that go through the different exhibits where they're explaining the park. And they find out that they've been breeding dinosaurs.
That's where I would have told them to call the helicopter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. But somehow they get seduced by the idea of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No.
Because they got so excited when they heard that.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Goldblum is there saying, this probably isn't smart, what you're doing.
Right. Because he explained the frog thing.
Yeah. Because like he said, they said, "Oh, we're only breeding females, so they won't breed." And Jeff Goldblum goes, "I don't know about that."
He's like, $10 they breed.
Yeah, he's going because he says, "Nature finds a way. Why don't you listen to me? You're all idiots."
Yeah, right.
And they go, and apparently the way, you also meet the disgruntled Newman, Wayne Knight, who plays the one computer programmer on the island.
Which makes sense. You only want to hire one guy, not a team of people.
Yeah.
So
hold on. My Alexa is keyed to the word computer. Was talking while that was going on. That's the thing. I forgot. I took some notes. When they're on the helicopter, right, and they start feeling some turbulence. Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern put on their seatbelt, and Sam Neill grabs the seatbelt, and he's got the two buckle portions. Mm-hmm. And he's what's he hasn't figured out how a seatbelt works. If you picked up two buckle portions, you would say, "Oh, I have the wrong end over here. Let me reach down and get it."
Right.
Instead, he's trying to put them together.
I've been in a back seat before. I know how it works.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Start digging for the other one.
Yeah, it's there. Believe me.
Yeah. Start digging for the other one. It's
Why
just
were you
down
not wearing it in the first place?
Right. Especially in a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, you're required to put on seatbelts in most aircraft when they're flying around. So
I like that you actually took notes.
Yeah, well, I need to talk about some of the stuff. So they go on this tour, and they go and see them feeding a raptor, and they basically or a Tyrannosaurus Rex or something. And they send a cow in there, and then you just see all of the vegetation swinging back and forth. Because Spielberg learned you don't show them right away, just like Jaws.
Exactly.
So
you don't show the shark in the first reel.
Yeah, exactly. You don't show Jaws
in the first reel.
In the first reel. So, and then they go, and all of the exhibits when they go on the Jeep ride are duds. They don't see the little thing that spits poison at you. They don't see.
Yeah, that's another fucking great invention.
Yeah.
So let's make these little things that when they spit, it's poisonous and it could blind you. Yeah. But you're in the car.
Yeah.
Nothing should happen.
Nothing should happen.
But they're capable of doing it.
Right.
Okay. Sir, that's going to be a hard no as well on those. What's next? How about an alligator? We have those. Breed a couple more alligators.
So
get some people who are, in some khaki shorts and some work boots. Get them down here, feed them, put meat on a stick. You could do that. A lot of good days, a lot of shrimp on the barbies. Make it that.
Well, when the dude starts telling them about the raptors, the hunter dude,
right?
The game warden or whatever the hell he is, he tells them, they work together. They hunt in packs and they have strategy and stuff like this, right? Sorry, hold on. And they have strategy. So I was going, they're like the squirrels of the dinosaurs. They work together and they have strategies.
Right. They're like the penguins.
Yeah. So, and that guy is always like super concerned about them. It's like, yeah. So why do they have them?
Right. Cute and cuddly, boys. Cute and cuddly.
Yeah. Well, these things can, if they ever got out, it would be really, really bad.
Right. Not only that, but if the things that spit on you and got poison, got out, that could be really bad too. So the leaf eaters are the only things I'm okay in right now, and you can only make one.
Right.
And let's see how that works for a couple years before we move into. And so here's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
So they had a mosquito, right?
Well, no, they would have multiple mosquitoes.
So they had a bunch of fossilized mosquitoes.
Yeah. Or else they couldn't have had all those dinosaurs.
But, so how did they know what
dinosaur they were getting?
They were getting when they were extracting the blood.
I don't know. Well, I guess they analyzed the DNA.
Okay.
Then again, what do you compare it to?
Right.
Yeah. Because I listened to this podcast about dinosaur scientists and artists, and they said a lot of dinosaurs probably don't look like we expect them to look.
Right.
They said because we built this off skeletons, not the actual skin and bone and just bones, not the skin and the fat and all the other parts of animals.
Right.
So, and to illustrate it, he said they showed that, or they talked about a picture of an elephant. If you made an elephant, rebuilt an elephant based on its skeleton, it would never look like an elephant. Like you would never know it had a long nose like that.
Right.
Because that's all muscle and cartilage and stuff. It's not, it's not bones.
And it would be super thin, you would think.
Yeah. They said all dinosaurs look very lean. They said dinosaurs, could have had feathers, could have had,
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, you can't really tell what they actually look like. Because they found one dinosaur, like a hip and thigh, but that still had skin and musculature attached to it. It was preserved somehow. And they said that dinosaur, based on the skin and musculature, was a much plumper dinosaur and didn't look like what they envisioned it would look like.
I see. That's interesting.
So all these dinosaurs, when they bred them, could have looked completely different than what you would expect.
Right.
So that was a little reality rolling in. So they go on the Jeep ride, and they're seeing the exhibits. They don't see the exhibits. Then Newman screws up because he's trying to steal the embryos or something of these dinosaurs. And
for what again?
Some other company wants it. It's always like going to be, well, we're going to use them in the military or whatever. And it's like, what are you going to use a dinosaur for in the military?
Right. You're going to set a fucking raptor loose in Iraq?
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do with it? And, and it's kind of conspicuous.
Right.
At some point, someone's going to go, how are dinosaurs running around?
That's what I mean. Like, no one questioned this dude. Like, hey, I have a question. Other than some electrical gates that you're planning, how do you intend to house these dinosaurs? We're going to let them loose.
Yep. Did you think of maybe like a wall? of some kind. No, not just a electric fence, but an actual wall.
Or a wall with a ceiling and 3 other walls. Just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe do that first. That's what I would do.
Yeah, but that's me, because I wouldn't want anything these getting loose. But you seem to be okay with it.
I'd do a wall and then 3 other walls and a ceiling.
The ceiling. Oh, how are people going to see it? People don't need to see it. Put cameras in there.
Put monitors. I know they ate the monitors.
Yeah,
I know, because they're fucking dinosaurs, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
Why are they working? Why are they acting this way? Because they're fucking dinosaurs. That's why.
Well, sir, they're dinosaurs, and we can't train them.
And they shouldn't exist. They're an abomination.
Yeah, the only reason they were killed off is because of a fucking meteor, not because of us. Like they're gonna, if we make one could wipe out humanity.
Right.
There's a probability that we could shoot it, but there's still a probability of them wiping us out.
Yeah. Like one raptor could do it. Could kill everybody on this fucking island.
Absolutely.
And so
you don't even need an excuse.
So they go and it gets dark. Newman sabotages the system, which stops the Jeeps because they're automatic and they're like slot cars or something. And this
motherfucker, Santa Claus, said he spared no expense. Motherfucker got Jeeps on the teacup motor, like the fucking tram motor from fucking 1958 Disney, going around his park. I spared no expense. Dude, I saw that. Disney did that shit with the teacups.
And
better start. Yeah, it didn't work then.
Well, I went on some Disney ride, which is you go along and saw plastic fish and say, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Right.
That.
Right.
Oh, you looked out the window and just saw plastic fish on wires and stuff.
He should have done that.
Yeah.
So Santa Claus fucked up.
Oh, big time. And so the Jeep stops and the kids are in one and they start hearing a big thump, 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 and the ripples in the glasses of water, right? Uh-huh. So when a T-Rex is coming, you hear him. Boom, boom, boom. It's coming. Mm-hmm. Save that for later.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because
it's about to get good.
Yeah. So the doctor, Sam Neill says, their vision isn't that great. They're like key to movement. So stay as still as possible. And the kids are in the other car and, the T-Rex is coming. So the girl decides to send up a signal flare to T-Rex to say, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Right. It's like, why the hell did she turn that friggin' light on?
Exactly. I need to see it. Well, it now knows where you are and is going to eat you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yet again,
when you sent up a friggin' spotlight.
Yet again, when you add kids to a movie.
Yeah.
Ruined it.
Yeah,
she was the hacker. Remember, she was the hacker.
That's right. She was the hacker.
The hacker.
Yeah, so because she not only shines the light out the car, she waves it around back and forth.
Well,
to get T-Rex to come. So sure enough, he comes. He tries to eat them, knocks the cars over. The little plexiglass sunroof is protecting the kids. Then Dr. Neil waves around a flare to get its attention, to get him away from the kids. And then the lawyer, who they did nothing but make fun of and insult throughout the thing, he does the same thing, but then goes and runs in a restroom or something. And of course, T-Rex comes over and eats him because he's a lawyer.
A lawyer.
Yeah. So he's gonna get.
He was the red shirt. He was the red shirt crewman. He was expendable. He was the red shirt crewman.
Yeah,
from Star Trek. You knew he was getting eaten.
And then also in that scene, T-Rex is pushing down on the car, and there was a tropical storm. But then the kid in the car is like sinking into the mud. How did that mud get that deep so fast?
He spared no expense.
I know. Right here, I'm going to make a lot of quicksand.
Well, I cheaped out on near the track. It's not concrete.
Yeah.
Every other part was concrete. It's just the part near T-Rex's cage isn't.
This is kind of, it was built on a landfill. I guess we didn't pack it down tight enough.
I'll get the landscapers out there tomorrow. A couple shovels, pack it down. Some sand.
Yeah. Now, the kids in the kids in the Jeep. The Jeep falls over the side of the pen where the T-Rex is and goes falling into some trees. Right. Mm-hmm. So he climbs up to the kid up there and coaxes the kid out of the Jeep, and they're climbing down, and then the Jeep starts sliding down the tree, right?
Right.
And they're running, trying to climb down as fast as possible and get out of the way. And I realized if he left the kid in the Jeep, the kid would have been fine.
Yeah.
That thing came down slow and easy.
Yep. Yeah. There was a lot of unnecessary things in this movie.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Goldblum's character.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum's character gets injured. So
he was only there to hit on Laura Dern and explain the frog thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That Laura Dern could have done.
Right. And say, I told you so later. That's what he was there for as well.
Right.
So they go walking around the park. They meet the nice dinosaurs. The ones that only eat vegetables.
Right. Because the little girl is also a vegetarian.
Yeah.
But her grandfather produces killing machines that eat meat. And this is their first time there.
Yeah. So they also find a bunch of eggs.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, they are breeding. And Sam Neill goes, that's right. There's a frog that can switch its sex, and then they could reproduce. All right, Mr. Smarty Dog, you couldn't have brought that up when they mentioned it the first time that they were only breeding females, and they used frog DNA. So turns out they're breeding, so they're out of control. And Laura Dern and the doctor and Sam Jackson and everybody are trying to get the park back online. And the hunter dude and Laura Dern decide to go out because they sent Sam Jackson, wasn't it? Yeah, mm-hmm. Sent Sam Jackson to go flip on a circuit breaker somewhere, and he didn't come back. So they went, and it turns out the raptors are loose.
Right. Right. The little ones.
Yeah, the little ones. The ones that are really smart, crafty, and are killing machines.
Yeah, the hungry ones.
The one the hunter's afraid of.
Yes.
So he tells Laura Dern to go back. He's stalking into the woods. He finds one of them, and then he realizes there's a second one coming in on his side. And he goes, oh, clever girl. And then they eat him.
Yep.
And the time that he said clever girl, couldn't he have tried to swing that weapon around and shoot the damn thing?
I would have.
If he may not have made it.
But you wouldn't have got clever girl out of me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's
unless I shot it. I'd have been clever girl.
You could have shot one of them.
Right.
Yeah. So they get back, Sam Neill and the bunch, they get back to whatchamacallit, to the visitor center and the gift shop. Yeah. Meanwhile, Sam Jackson says, oh, there's no way to unravel this programming that Newman did. We're going to have to reboot the system. And I said, No shit. First of all, a virus rebooting the system isn't going to clear a virus.
Right. Plus, why didn't you just unplug the computer?
Yeah, unplug it, load the backup, and then turn everything back on. They could have done. They could have done that hours ago.
Right. You didn't have to kill all the power. You just needed to kill the computer power.
Yeah, just get the computer.
Unplug it from the wall. Guaranteed it won't come on.
So they do that, and that's when Sam Jackson goes because he's got to flip the vital circuit breaker.
Of course.
So, meanwhile, Sam Neill and everyone, before they get back to the Vigil Center, they're climbing up the electrical fence.
Mm-hmm.
And they climb over it to come down. The kid's still up on the fence, and Laura Dern's going to flip the vital breaker that's going to turn on the electric fence.
Right.
And he's saying to the kid, jump because the warning lights are going off. He says, you got to jump. And the kid says, oh, no, I'm afraid. Said, okay, sucks to be you, kid, because...
Right. I would have been like, well, don't jump then.
And the kid's up there and says, this wouldn't have happened if you let me easily fit through the giant holes in this fence.
That is true. Why did we have to climb out? Like, we could have just went over this one rope.
Yeah. There was plenty of room for those kids to fit through that fence.
There's plenty of room for him. They could have just lifted it. It's like a boxing ring. You just lift it a little.
No, but I'm saying they had like wires in between it. But the thing is, it was still a big gap.
Right.
They could have easily gotten through it.
Right.
Without climbing over.
Okay.
So they get back to the Vigil Center. Kids are chomping away on the buffet that was left out there. Turns out the raptors are loose. They are coming in. They chase the kids around the kitchen and stuff like that. So Sam Neill comes and they all go out and they say, boy, it's a good thing they don't know how to open doors. And then they know how to open doors. So they get chased. And then right before they're eaten by the raptors, T-Rex appears and chomps the raptors.
And then gives the kids like a wink.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. You're next, though.
So my question is, where was all the pounding and rippling of the water?
That is true.
I'm saying that's why I'm saying before T-Rex wasn't anywhere near them, yet they heard it coming a mile away.
Right.
You wouldn't hear that thing entering a visitor center?
Oh yeah, all those lunchboxes.
It's like it would have made some noise. What did it tiptoe in?
Yeah,
it's like.
And then Laura Dern,
like Flintstone style.
So is it before or after she kills or gets the power back on that she's eating ice cream with Santa Claus?
That's after the power's back on.
Right.
Yeah. Oh no, that's before the power's back on.
Because they're having a conversation, and and she's like, "This is good," and he was like, "I spare no expense, even on ice cream."
Right. Did you spare any expense for maybe a backup power system or some kind of wall?
four walls with a roof. Saying.
Other things you could have spared no expense on. Maybe have 2 computer programmers.
Right. Plus, like, there were like there were plants that were bad for the fucking dinosaurs, and so this wasn't like heavily. It was like J.J. Abrams and Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't planned out properly.
This is shooting from the hip. It's like, all right, we can make dinosaurs. Let's make a couple and see what happens, and then start making more. We'll figure it out down the line.
Well, what about they had no conversation that, like, if you're going to create a park filled with killing machines that have no business existing, maybe you shouldn't just make everything automatic.
Point of order.
You should have a bigger staff, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. You have 6 people on staff. I count 6. That's including the chef.
Well, that's the thing. It says the boat to the mainland is leaving, right? I said, what? The whole staff leaves?
Yeah. Otherwise, he has to pay overtime.
Yeah, and then you only have 6 people running that entire park until they come back.
You got Newman.
And of course, Newman has to get it. First of all, they got, let's make fun of the fat guy.
Right.
And then, he's driving around and his glasses are fogging up. And, so he drives off the road a couple of times and he crashes into the area where the thing that spits poison in your eyes is. And sure enough, it spits poison in his eyes.
Yeah. I regret nothing.
And then eats him.
Right.
So he got his comeuppance.
Right. Well, you knew that was going to happen.
And you see the can of shaving cream that had the secret compartment for the embryos go rolling away and down the stream.
So you know what that means.
Someone found it.
No, sequel.
Well, they did make a sequel. And it had nothing to do with that can of shaving cream.
Oh, well, that's where I thought it was going. I'm not going to see any of the sequels.
We've seen them. We reviewed the one with Christopher Pratt where he trains the
that's right.
raptors.
That's right. What are we doing?
We saw that one.
Okay, no more Jurassic anything.
No more Jurassic Park. Jurassic World.
So I have a question. What was the whole if we do this, they go in a coma and they all die thing? Remember that?
Oh, they have some kind of
like
missing gene or something that unless they feed them this byproduct, I guess, or some chemical or whatever,
right,
that they'll die because they can't produce it on their own. Some amino acid or something.
Right. So now that everybody's back on the fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
Santa's upset. He still has the magic mosquito. Yeah,
in his walking stick. But the thing is, Sam Neill says, I'm not endorsing this place. And then Santa says, neither am I. But someone makes the park work later.
Yeah. He just left all that money?
Yeah. Because remember in Jurassic World or whatever, the last Jurassic The Next Generation or something, whatever the one with Chris Pratt was in, they were creating designer dinosaurs, like dinosaurs that never existed. Remember they made that like super T-Rex?
Right.
It was like basically Godzilla.
What the fuck?
And that's the end of Destroy All Movies Jurassic Park. We had a bit of technical difficulty at the end of the show, so I'm going to close this one out solo. You can email us at destroymail@gmail.com. We appreciate hearing from you. And our homepage is damshow.co. That's damshow, DAMSHOW.co. We are also available on many podcasting apps and pages. Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora. The list goes on and on. It's ridiculous how many. And you can go there. You also go to Apple Podcasts. We'd appreciate you going there and leaving a rating and review. And also tell your friends. Go out and say, hey, maybe you should listen to the show. We like it. And we'll see you next week. Same damn time, same damn channel. No. I thought I'd try that out. It's a failure. We'll just go with Good Night Damnation.
You like TV? I like TV.
I do like TV.
I watch TV. And today we're going to destroy TV.
Okay.
That's right, kids. Destroy All Movies has another little fun Fun podcast. Destroy all TV.
Coming at
Destroy
you
all
from
television.
Damn Junior Podcast.
Could be classic TV. Could be new TV. You never know. You never know
Could
what
be.
we're going to throw at you.
Mostly,
So if you like-
mostly classic TV, especially
but if you-
bad classic TV, which is almost all of classic
Right.
television.
Yeah, real.
Yeah.
For real.
Destroy all television. Damn show.
Yes, kids, destroy all television. Get it at damnshow.co, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and everywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts.